right scripture. Deuteronomy 2, verse 7.
For the Lord thy God has blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness.
For the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Read it again, elder.
For the Lord thy God hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand.
He's blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. Read it.
He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness.
You were walking. He knew you while you were going through this desolate, barren, extremely desolate place.
These 40 years the Lord thy God hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked.
He's been with you every day while you were going through your wilderness experience. Somebody right there ought to be willing to tell somebody, I was blessed and didn't realize it. My focus was on my circumstance and not on my outcome. Israel forgot God's covenant back in Genesis chapter 15. I will bless thy going out, and I'll bless your coming in. I will never forsake you nor leave you alone. We get too busy, we're stuck on the situation, and forget that God has promised to give you a gift called victory. You're working with a gift, and you won't even take the wrappings off the package. They that complain while in the wilderness. Now, Bishop, I learned that it wasn't just one wilderness. He took them from one wilderness and blessed them to another wilderness. And okay, first it was bitter waters made sweet. Then there was manna. Then there was, at every wilderness experience, God made provision. If you would think about all that you was going through, while you went through it, you didn't consider what God was doing. And can I tell you, your faith was like a barometer. It was up and down. But God made provision, and every time he made provision, it was to give you a clue that I've not forgotten you. It was.
Come on here.
When you saw things being worked out, I'm not talking about total deliverance, because he don't always deliver us totally up front. But what he does is he sustains us until we reach a point of spiritual maturity, and then he delivers. I've come to understand that the sustaining power of God is just as magnificent as total deliverance. Because as long as you're in it, God is watching over you. Elder said he giveth his angels charge over you. That's so that you understand and know that you ain't never going to be alone, even though you're feeling lonely. He speaks to Israel, and he tells Moses. Moses goes on to declare, God says, I'm tired of these folk complaining. This is that one group that was in the wilderness that complained about that situation. I remember teaching a lesson years ago. God hates murmurings, and complainings. So you have to be careful how you handle God, what you say about while you're going through. But being in the wilderness will cause you to ask God, why? Why am I here? I don't have no problem with you asking God why. Just don't ask him how. Because when you ask God, how am I supposed to get out of this? It indicates that you have no faith in God's ability. And you got to understand that God, come on, the Bible says that he's well able, and he'll do exceedingly abundantly of all that we can ask or even think. So you ain't got to be concerned about the how, My God, maybe you want to deal with the why, and he may or he may not answer you. But being in the wilderness will cause you to ask God, why am I here? What is it that I've done? The wilderness just seems to represent something bad or negative. This text, God was speaking to Moses to remind Israel of what I've already done for them. I've already brought them through a wilderness experience. And the only reason why they went through it is because they were in transition. So I come to think that maybe if we're called of God and he's moving us from one place to another, that's called transition, that the only way we can complete the transition is that we must go through a process. And that process will be called and can be called a wilderness. And in going through the wilderness itself will cause us to be tested and to be tried. And so he goes and tells us in Deuteronomy 8:2, if you get that for me,